Thank you, Virgo friends, for joining me this quiet morning on the beach. This is David and Harold, my love. We're doing your heart spread. This is going to be for the third week of May, the 17th to the 23rd, guys. And not the heart spread, I'm sorry, doing your singles read. I did do your heart spread. We'll be putting that up today, a little bit later. And this is for singles. So heart spreads for if you have someone on your mind, whoever you're thinking of. This is if you're super single, seriously single, totally single. Because we're looking for the right person for you, not the next ex problem, but the right person for you, and you would be the right one for them because we trust that's how it works. And so we're kind of clearing the runway and we're bringing them down. Maybe they've been circling the airport because they can't land because you've been busy doing other things and people. But now you're ready and we're going to meet them. And we're going to look at the four pillars: emotional, intellectual, sexual, and lifestyle areas of life here and try to get to know them a little bit. So this is emotionally, Three of Wands, that there. Let's do a 6 card pull. Nine of Swords. It's a little bit different. Let's see how it feels about this one. And the Five of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune. That's in the intellectual position, okay? I see this is kind of emotional, intellectual, but this is the sun or the conscious, and this is the deeper unconscious area of life. Wow, Three of Wands and the Nine of Swords. So, difficult childhood with the Nine of Swords. And this is particularly tortured, this Nine of Swords, in the Ethereal Visions Tarot deck here. Um, you see the ghosts haunting them in their mind and head and hands. Late at night, of course, the stars are up there. Um, Childhood trauma. Swords, words. You kind of get the feeling, too, of a child that maybe lived in a home that didn't feel safe or something like this, right? Um, sorry, this kind of energy. May have been a lot of comings and goings, and they might have literally spent time like I don't know whether they're only child, they had their own room, but I get a sense of them sort of kind of being afraid, and maybe nothing like terrible happened, but just not being comfortable. That's the sense I get. Um, and with the Three of Wands, I think they basically left home as early as they could. And so after puberty, there was a strong sense in them. And there's a fire here. Could be a fire moon person, maybe a Sagittarius moon. Um, so a strong pull in them to explore, to open themselves. It'd be very, very open minded, very intellectually curious. Because emotionally, it's like that Sagittarius moon's a lot like that. I'm Sagittarius, and I get along usually really well with Sagittarius moons. They talk really fast, and they're usually just so interesting. And I'll often find they've read the same stuff I've read, and you can just talk for hours. Just a powerful intellectual curiosity. And I think it pulled them away from their childhood quick as they could, even like if they were still with the family. I think in some sense they sort of detached and just started doing their own thing, you know. And remember, this is your person. I'm not saying they're perfect, okay? But we're not here to really examine them, take them apart like that. Because I do see, I've yet to see toxic things here. Um, but with the Five of Cups up here in this top position, it kind of is going to be someone who's down a lot, who's probably suffered a lot of depression in their life, and maybe has a tendency towards that. They may have a tendency to look kind of feel down, so to be a real push pull with the Three of Wands and this Five of Cups, it's like they would have a desire to get out of themselves, really to get away from this pain. Um, but mentally, they would kind of hold on to it. Um, and so a little bit of a struggle there. You know, when you get the major arcana and something like the Wheel of Fortune in the intellectual position, really think Jupiter here. It'd be interesting to look at their natal chart and see what Jupiter's doing. But when you get Jupiter involved with Mercury, this could be like a Pisces Mercury. It's Five of Cups. You could still have a fire moon. Yeah, with the Pisces Mercury. And so with the Wheel of Fortune, it's something like blowing up their intellect. So um, you get the feeling with them, this is a story they'll tell you or something you'll find out, be kind of specific. They have a specific talent intellectually. There's something about them. Um, Mathematic ability, their vocabulary, something that stands out, um, and you could properly say is out of their control. Like they would say, I don't know where I got this. You know, it's not something they learned, a natural ability that somehow has to do with their intellect. Yeah. So, yeah, they're kind of down. Um, you might find that to be. They're um, introverted, so they're going to be, you're going to have to draw them out, ask the open-ended questions. I mean, you're going to be their soulmate. You're going to be the person they feel really comfortable with. And let's look at the love and sexual strength. That's very good to get here. And remember, that's a young uh, Leo here. It's a young strength card. This could be a young person. I don't really see age yet, but I don't. They certainly don't look like an older person. So this might be a little bit younger adult. And with strength in the Four Pentacles in their love and sexual nature, the High Priestess, this is their lifestyle core value, and the Three of Cups. Well, that's quite a contrast. Huh. Skip the sex for a minute. And this is interesting with the High Priestess and the Three of Cups. Um, this is someone that really follows their gut. That's with the Three of Cups. I don't know. I think of Gibbs with the famous Gibbs gut. If you know NCIS, you know. Um, there are no coincidences in a crime scene investigation. They would have just a highly intuitive. I mean, honestly, this could be someone that works as a psychic or a medium or a tarot reader or something that really uses their intuition to, um, you know, but they have a lightheartedness about them. So, yeah, they're going to be someone. And look, it could go back to home, maybe home to them. You know, they never really felt safe. They may have a Sagittarius fourth house or something, or Gemini fourth house. And so they want to kind of be out and about a lot. They're not someone's going to want to sit around the house. Um, I don't see where they would take a lot of control or responsibility in terms of the house. So they would probably be uh, very open to whatever you had in mind. Uh, they would literally say, like, that's not what's important to me. You know, the house here, Virgos. And the Leo card, strength, and the Four Pentacles. So, what did we have here? The Fire Moon, and we might have the Pisces Mercury. So this might be an Aries Mars, and this could be a Taurus Venus. Aries Mars and Taurus Venus. Yeah, that makes sense to me. So Aries, Mars, Taurus, Venus, and you have a Pisces, Mercury. They could be a Pisces. I don't see the water here, but um, you do have the High Priestess to me. Very 12th house, or have 12th house energy with them. Yeah. So they'd be very outgoing, and kind of light. And in terms of their love, it's protective and passionate, um, but at the same time, I think with the Four Pentacles, there's a privacy there. There's a couple things that's at the deeper level. They're not going to want to be very public about your affection, even, but love. They're not going to make like comments about your sex life to anybody for sure. They're going to want to kind of be behind closed doors. And there'll be a little bit of a protectiveness with this Four Pentacles. See how it's kind of laying there? I think involved with them. And so, like afterwards, they may want to cuddle. That's how that goes. They may want to cuddle, even though it's like a very passionate thing for them. They could be kind of dominant, not whips and chains, but I think they would be happy to take the lead sexually, very comfortable like that. Um, but yeah, so I think that gives you some kind of idea what your person's like, Virgo. Let me know. Give me a like if it resonates some. If there's someone you haven't met, get on a dating site and start meeting people, because then they'll be there like I'm describing, and they'll be your soulmate. So I should work in collaboration with like Match.com or something. I have to have my secretary work on that angle. Thank you, Virgos.